I know she didn't walk away from this property by herself or off this yard by her swing.
That my biggest fear is, her being tormented or locked in a dungeon or basement or something. I don't want to think she's dead, but it's a possibility. I don't want to address all the negativity. I just want to focus on the positive because.
If you notice in that clip, Candace just said that Summer wouldn't ever walk away from her swing or from their front yard. However, previously, Candace has told the public that Summer went missing from inside the basement in their home. So that's kind of like a contradiction, right? And Don is already alluding to the possibility of Summer being deceased. This recording of Don was 2 weeks after Summer went missing, and he has already, in his mind, went to that place of Summer being deceased.
She was abducted. There's, I forget how you put that, reasonable deduction or however you say that. You get taught in school, but by that theory there, yeah, she's been abducted in my mind, 100%. I know Candace wouldn't lie to me about any of the facts. She has no reason to, she wouldn't lie.
Why does it have to be that she was abducted? For a fact, Don knows without a doubt that she was abducted. Like, he's leaving no other possibilities. He will not even try to think about maybe she did walk away and get lost. Maybe an animal got her or something. Who knows? But Don he wants us to believe it was an abduction. Why?
I'd do anything to have her back. If there's any way you can find it in your heart to please release her somehow, I don't know how you might do that. You're probably scared of going to prison for the rest of your life and everything else, I'm sure. But please find it in your heart, have mercy, and find a way of letting her go and where we can get her back. And just please have mercy on her and us and her brothers. And she's such a loving, good spirit. Please don't hurt her. Please let her come home.
Everybody keeps forgetting about these details.
Right.
When the boys were upstairs playing on their games, when Summer went down the basement, Candace walked in the door. Where's Summer? Oh, she's down. She just went down the basement.
Right.
She goes down the basement. When she's down in the basement looking for her, my neighbor hears a scream.
Oh.
Okay. The dog seen.
That was the question now, right? There was no scream, right?
There's no scream, dude. She's makes all that shit up.
Really?
Came up with that way later than the actual.
Her and her kids make all that shit up later in the description to fit her narrative.
Why? For what?
I don't know what. I really don't know why. I guess to make her look like she's got to fit herself in the.
Sheriff Ronnie Lawson's statement about the scream fits Candace's story. Listen.
And did a neighbor hear a scream?
Best I recall, it's been a couple months ago. I think that was unfounded.
So far, they have told us that Summer was inside the basement, inside their home when she went missing. They have told us that she may have went missing from by her swing, or she could have walked out of the yard and been kidnapped or abducted. They have told us that a neighbor heard a scream. That neighbor has also said she heard a scream, as well as her children. But Candace says that's a lie. No, there was no scream. And then we have the sheriff who says the scream is unfounded. So, already at the very beginning of the case, there are a bunch of contradictions. Nobody can keep their stories straight. And from there, it just spirals. Like, their timelines don't match up. Don mixes up his times. It's a mess. It's all a mess. And there's so much more to this. For those of you who haven't followed it, it's a clown show. But let's see where we can go from here and what we can dig up.
Really long day. I heard her mom hollering. Immediately started searching with her mom before the cops were called today. We all know statistics. In one way, I hope like hell she's not chained in somebody's damn basement somewhere.
Where else have we heard those two statements?
They're not going to find Summer, but some of us have a voice, and we use it even if at the end of the day they tear us apart. Trish, yeah, there's no way they're going to find Summer. There might be a way that they plant more bullshit evidence.
Okay, so in the very beginning of Summer going missing, another channel named J is for Justice did an interview with her father, Don Wells, and I want to show you a few clips from that interview. Let's pay attention to some of the things that Don tells us.
Candace realizes, oh my gosh, Summer's gone. She calls you,
She calls
freaking
me.
out.
Yes.
And what did she say? I can't find her.
She says, I can't find Summer. I can't find Summer. I says, okay, hang up from me and call 911.
Notice how Don says he told Candace to hang up from him and call 911. And next you'll hear him say that she did hang up and then went and got her mom's phone. Okay, but then later on down the road, Don told everybody that he stayed on the phone with Candace for his entire drive home. So I'm not sure which is it. Either she hung up or she stayed on the phone the whole drive home. Another contradiction, just note in the books.
So she did that. She had to go get her mom's phone because we live in the country. And so when she hung up, I called 911 and they transferred me to Hawkins County. And I threw the rest of my tools in the car and I beat all the police there. We were about 45 minutes away. I probably made it.
You got there
minutes.
first.
Yes.
And when you got there, what was going on?
When I got home, I drove to the bottom property and drove all the way to the bottom of the creek. First thing, and I seen my sons out looking everywhere, and my neighbor, and my heart dropped. I knew right then I knew right then she was abducted. I knew it. And then when the cops started showing up, everything, I tried telling them that, but they weren't listening to me. And the whole roads got blocked up, driveways, everything got blocked up.
You couldn't even leave. You
couldn't leave, couldn't do nothing. And they weren't listening. I tried to tell them that she was abducted. And
were they honing in on you at that point?
They started.
So you get home and it's just probably utter chaos.
It really was.
And then everything just the authorities come in and it's just boom, they're all in your house. So they start searching your house immediately.
Yeah.
And they're in there like CSI style.
Well, they come in, I think the next day, CSI and collecting all sorts of evidence and stuff, tearing the house apart, looking for stuff, and everything, like a criminal investigation, which, that's fine. That's fine, they're going to do that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, definitely. They bagged up a lot of her clothes. I think the second or third day they started bagging up all her clothes and anything that's all kind of stuff.
So sad. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, it's just part of it,
Yeah, but it shouldn't be anything that ever happens to any.
One of the parts that was really eerie to me is one of the officers said that there was a yellow car, 4-door,
that was just flying out of the area that he passed, and he said he couldn't turn around because he had to go to call, you know, to
He was
our
getting
house.
called to your house for a
Right.
missing.
So he couldn't turn around and go after this person, and she could have very well been in that vehicle.
Holy smokes.
Because he was really flying.
So he made mention of that. So that could possibly be.
Another officer, and
Wow.
I heard it or whatever, and that just has been haunting me ever since. But yellow 4-door cars and so I don't know.
Wow. They immediately start this massive search. Like immediately, it was like because of it, you guys live in the mountains. It's
it was kind of cold that night, so they were concerned about her being out there by herself.
Oh yeah.
Which I understand, and I thought at the time, well, maybe somebody abducted her and took her off in the woods, you know. So yeah, you go ahead search, you know, but.
Yeah, that would be like the first thing you would think is that either someone took her out there or she wandered off.
Yeah, I don't think she wanted it, but yeah, somebody could have been on foot too, you know. That's
Correct.
a possibility.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible at this point.
Yeah.
Don is just not having the walking away theory. He is adamant that she's been abducted. He's certain that somebody walked up the dog trail and took her from the basement door that he says was unlocked in some videos. In others, he says it was locked. Others, he says they don't know. You know, it's just a list upon list of contradictions in this story. And so far, we're still in the very, very beginning. There's so much more to cover, which is why I have decided to break this down into episodes. You're watching episode number 2. Episode number 3 will be out soon, so make sure you are subscribed and turn on all your notifications so that you do not miss the next episode or any after that, because we are going to get through this entire case, which is almost 2 years old now. But Summer is still missing, and I feel like we have missed something somewhere, and I've already caught a few things that even myself missed along the way that could be some very good clues. And I haven't really mentioned to you yet what those clues are that I have found, but I will. That is coming up very soon in a future episode. So stay tuned. Thank you for being here. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the thumbs up button for me, please. It helps my algorithm. And I will see you on the next video.